Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Golden Goal Show. Welcome to Season 5, Episode 6. Welcome here on a lovely day after some battering football that's back again. Bomba. Don't want to say that to offend people, but it's a great word. But yes, we are here after the Premier League, the Champions League, and La Liga, and all these other ligas that are very fantastic, and ligas that end with league. But yes, we love it. But everybody, welcome to the show, watching on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and TikTok because we're cringe. But yes, let me first introduce you to my host and guest of the show. First, it is Paulinho, who is a fan of Atletico Madrid and ex-Chelsea fan. How are you, mate?
I'm great. How are you, host?
I am fantastically tastical. And also introducing another guest on the show who is a Bayern Munich fan and a fan of no English clubs because he's like, how are you, Vietnam, typical German guy?
I'm doing very well. How about you?
I am, stop asking me what I'm doing, don't want to ask about it, but okay, lovely. And then also another guest on the show. He's a fan of Juventus and Roma, and a team that just played right now in the Champions League. How are you, Mr. Rigo? You are not, I cannot call you Lord Farquaad anymore. How are you, mate?
Oh, not preferred to change name. I am very good. How are you?
I am fantastic. You are tired. Don't say you're good. I know who you are.
That's fine. I'll drink a monster and hit the gym for like 3 hours.
That's very healthy. Love that. All right. Well, going on to the first segment of the show, which is indeed breaking news. So the first breaking news for the show is indeed an interesting one, actually, about a player or person buying a club. So, struggling Everton could ask Jay-Z, rapper, for 2.5 billion net worth for help as rapper considers bid to follow Tom Brady and Ryan Reynolds' lead in buying a club. So yes, the Brooklyn-born rapper and business mogul is reportedly being eyed as a key name in pursuit of Everton, who sit at the bottom of the Premier League table in 20th place and are in the danger of relegation. Yes, while coach Sean Dyche tries to guide the 0-4 club in its first win of this season, American business John Texter, who currently owns 45% of Premier League team Crystal Palace, could pair up with Jay-Z, whose net worth is believed to be around 2.5 billion, is married to Beyonce. But yes, Monday night match between Tom Brady's Birmingham City and increasingly famous Wrexham star co-owned Hollywood star Ryan Reynolds and Maram McElhenney will shine another spotlight in the United States in investments as English football team. So yes, but Everton, shadowed by points deductions and relegation threats to fans, wanted as another reasonable doubt that really wanted to get into the album. Okay, I don't know what this is on about, but yes, one of this one hasn't he got enough problems because the 99.8 problems. That's very funny, and other people posting about this saying it'll be a waste of money. Definitely need extra problems to make it around 100 problems for Jay-Z. That's amazing. Okay, love that. But yes, interesting news. So first, I can ask Rigo, what are your thoughts on Jay-Z buying Everton?
Well, someone has to save Pickford. Pickford still plays for Everton, right?
Yeah, Pickford. We love him.
Someone has to save Pickford because he needs to be the main keeper of England.
True.
No, I think that's a pretty I don't know. I think it's a good and bad move. It's probably gonna get them a little more revenue, so they're probably gonna be able to get more players, but I don't think that will help them much.
Just a little bit. Okay, lovely. On to the next guest of the show. What is your thoughts on this news, Mr. Wilhelm?
I have to say I'm a little bit surprised, but given the current route that Everton's heading down this season, it wouldn't surprise me if they made such a strange decision because at this point they need to do something to turn their luck around. Otherwise, next season we won't be hearing about Everton in the Premier League, just the Championship, and who knows how far down they'll go from there. So,
oh no. Okay. Another guest on the show, Paulinho. What's your thoughts on this breaking news with Mr. Jay-Z? And is 99 problems, and Everton, that might be one. Haha, this is great. I love announcing it that way.
I think they'll be fine. I mean, American takeover of the Premier League, it's in progress. Soon it'll be the American Premier League.
That sounds so cringe.
No,
Yeah,
don't
American
say that.
owned league maybe. But yeah, it'll never be in America, unfortunately.
They're gonna
But
call it the
fortunately.
British Soccer
But
League.
Either way, I think Everton will be fine. I mean, they've had some tough fixtures already this season. They played Brighton, they played Tottenham. Bournemouth was very close, and then they lost to Everton. So in the Premier League, I'm not too worried. I think their upcoming stretch of matches is going to be a lot more telling of their season. So they're playing Leicester, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Ipswich, and Fulham, and then Southampton back to back. I think that's going to give us a way better idea of like how good they actually are.
Yeah, but those are like lower league teams as well too in this. But if they lose to them, then that's kind of curtains because then
Yeah.
they have to play higher up the table teams. And
I mean, I think last season they were pretty good. And even with their 10-point deduction, they comfortably survived, and they only lost Onana. So,
which is a huge miss, honestly. He's doing
a big miss.
Wonders for Aston Villa.
I think they'll still end up just fine.
Yes, sir. Okay, lovely. On to the next news, which is indeed about Chelsea fans, look away and sing away if you want to sing. But yes, next news is indeed about Reece James' injury history. Chelsea captain crosses 500-day mark on the sidelines as return from latest fitness issue delayed again. So the Chelsea captain has been plagued with fitness concerns during his career that has seen him spend over 500 days on the sideline. That's a long time. James is yet to make a single competitive appearance under the new Blues boss Enzo Maresca. As his torrid time with injuries continues, the 24-year-old suffered a hamstring injury during his first official game and Chelsea captain on the opening weekend of 23-24. The problem saw missed 10 games. James looking to manage his workload upon return by skipping England duty, even though he wasn't called up, last November, 5 months after undergoing surgery. Reece James returned to the final few matches of the last season, but any hopes of proving his fitness to make a late cause for World Cup entry to England's 24 Euro squad were ruined by a red card against Brighton in May. And yes, his ban lasted 3 Premier League games, and speaking of ahead of his 1-0 victory over Bournemouth, Maresca added, unfortunately, Reece James needs more time. And yes, another hammer blow for James, who managed just 10 Premier League appearances in the last term and only 16 outings in the year before. That is absolutely mad. Yeah, so very sad. And I mean, I can go along with the list of his injuries. So ankle injury, June 2019, 21 missed games, ankle injury. December 2019, games missed 2, unspecific knock, January 2020, 3 games missed, ankle injury, 2020, 4 games missed, hamstring strain, December 2020, 5 games missed, hamstring injury, December 2021, 13 games missed, and a specific muscle injury, March 2022, 5 games missed, then another April 2022, hamstring, 2, knee injury, October 2022, 16, hamstring, 1 game missed in March, hamstring another one, April 2023, and 7 games missed. Hamstring injury, August 23, 9 games missed. Hamstring injury, 2023 in December, 29 games missed. And then now, hamstring injury, August 2024, 6 games missed. Okay, that's way too much, but yikes. All right. Paulinho, you got 1 or 2 words about Mr. Injury Crisis over here. I would think that Reece James would be French by now, by the amount of times he's gotten injured, which is very funny, but not really that funny because, God, 500 days missing through injury is. Yeah. I would hate to be like that, but maybe one day I'm like that. Yeah. Vinham, you got 1 or 2 words about Mr. Reece James being made of glass?
Honestly, at this point, 1 or 2 things is going to happen. Either he's going to end up with 1 more injury that's going to be career-ending, or Chelsea's finally going to throw their towel in and sell him to somebody else, and we'll probably never hear about him again. And it's really sad because he's really not that bad of a footballer in terms of his defensive capabilities, but sometimes you just get that terrible genetic draw, and in this case, that's unfortunately what he's experiencing. So,
Yep. Rigo, you got one or two words about Mr. Reece Jamesies for LeBron James?
I think it's unfortunate. He's a promising player. I mean, you can tell the quality he has. It's just injuries are pretty, especially if you get injured like that. It's really hard to like play consistently and play with a confident level. And so I feel like if that keeps happening, then chances are he'll either push through and actually make a breakthrough, or they're probably going to send him out to a loan and probably transfer.
Yep, that's a sad bit about Chelsea. All right, and then Paulino, last but not least, do you want to talk about Mr. Reece Jamesies and his injury? And it's sad if
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times in these situations, I think players need either a change of routine, or a change of staff to help them out with their injuries, to really come back and not consistently be injured, or he just needs to take extra time off, and make sure that there's no lingering issues before he comes back. But either way, it's not going to be a short process. Yeah, I think it's going to take a lot of patience, but I think his best options might be elsewhere.
Yep. Poor man. He's still getting paid. He's like one of the highest paid players right now for Chelsea on the bench, but still sad. All right, on to the next news. A little bit on the, and this is not actually happy news, but let's go on. So, interesting things. It worries us. Rodri suggests players could take drastic action over fixture pileup as a new Champions League format begins. So, this was interesting that I read about today. City make their return to European action on Wednesday, and the new look Champions League consisting of an 8-game league format to replace the previous 6-game group stage. Pep Guardiola's opened the campaign at home against Serie A champions Inter, followed by games against 7 different opponents. And yes, additional time for group vision concern Rodri's teammate Fernando Silva has previously spoken about as well too. And now Rodri's talking about it, and he says this in the interview. When the press asked the players striking was possible for the future, pressed on whether players striking. Oh yeah. So let me correct myself. Players are possibly going to take a strike if it starts to affect injuries. Rodri says, "I think we're close to that. It's the general opinion of the players. And if it keeps this way, we'll have no option. I really think it's something that worries us. We are guys who suffer." The Euro 2024 winner asked about this, and he says, "From my experience, I can tell you that 60 or 70 matches per year is a big no. Between 40 or 50 is the amount of games in which a player can perform at his highest level. After, you drop because it is impossible to sustain that physical level. This year, we're going to go until 70 or maybe 80. In my humble opinion, I think it is too much." And he goes on about talking about it's just being a bunch, and then injuries that are happening in their squad and then the rest of the other team's squad. So very interesting, and honestly, if a strike happens between players, that's gonna be drastic. But yep. Okay. Mr. Binham, you got one or two words about players possibly striking about the Champions League and just football in general?
I really don't blame them at this point, because we're starting to see, at least over the last few years, and what I consider to be a pretty substantial increase, not only in the number of injuries, but just the general severity and players having to sit out for longer and longer periods. And to tell you the truth, after really looking through the new Champions League format specifically, I mean, these guys are having to, like you said, perform week in, week out, multiple times a week. And as somebody who only plays a couple matches a week, not at the professional level, it definitely takes a toll on you. So I can't even imagine what they're going through, where you're having to just constantly do that, 90 minutes, day after day after day. So if they end up striking, I mean, so be it. At the end of the day, I mean, they make a lot of money, but they're also human beings. So it's understandable that they're feeling this way.
Yeah, very good said. Yeah, Rigo, we got 1 or 2 words about Mr. Rodri and the striking of the striking donkey.
Y- Yeah, there's a whole stigma behind, like I read online that people are like, well, you get paid like billions or millions of dollars or whatever their currency is getting paid in the specific league, but it doesn't take away the fact that there's still people like they will get tired, they will get injured. They also have a family to go to. Most of them have a family to go to. So like obviously you want to see your kids and your wife. And I mean, yeah, you're getting paid like a ton, but obviously money won't be everything because if it was, they wouldn't be complaining. I think it's just crazy how the format just keeps getting harder for them to keep up with.
Yes, very well said. Okay, Paulinho, you got 1 or 2 words about Mr. Rodri and the whole striking issue that possibly might plague football.
Yeah, I mean, players basically just never get breaks anymore. Are the Nations Leagues like tournament finals? Are those in the summer? If
I believe
they are,
so.
like, that means players basically. I think that basically means players just like never get breaks and are always playing through and through. Like they've added more and more competitions throughout the years, more and more fixtures, and it's just not really that sustainable, especially if you want to see a lot of high tempo, high pressure football. So, I mean, I guess the question is, which games do you take out at that point? Maybe you take out, maybe
Domestic
the national
competitions?
teams themselves. Yeah, that's one thing I've been thinking about. But at the same time, like, do you shorten the games or do you only play home for one team? Because that puts you at a disadvantage if you're only playing, like, say you get very lucky as a top 6 team in the Premier League and you're only playing the top 5 teams at home and none of them away. Like,
Yeah.
that just puts you at such an advantage. Like, I guess what way is there around that,
That is true.
unless you're doing shorter games. Or maybe you're allowing for more subs or something like that. Like, I think the changing to 5 subs thing, I think originally people complained about it, but I think that's a huge step towards giving players more opportunities to rest a little bit. So, and then I guess the other thing you'd get rid of is maybe national teams should prioritize less during the Nations League.
Yeah, you would really hope so. Okay. Will it ever stop? It probably won't. There'll be more games. There'll be 90, 100 games. Lovely. All right, on to the next news, which is indeed on a better note. We've had depressing news, so I know Wilhelm's going to be excited about this. So, next news is about Harry Kane has a record-breaking night with 4 goals for Bayern Munich to pass Wayne Rooney's Champions League tally. So, days after beating Erling Haaland's record for the quickest time to reach 50 goal involvements in the Bundesliga, he was in the Champions League. And by that, I mean the German Giants will hand it a clash with Dinamo Zagreb in Croatia on matchday 1, and Kane was in no mood to mess about, blasting 4 goals in a stunning 9-2 win. And yes, he is now 33 goals in 45 games, passing Wayne Rooney's old mark of 30 goals and doing it in 40 games less. Yes, Mr. Harry Kane is just doing history. Good job for Harry Kane, breaking Wayne Rooney's record. Mr. Bald Boy. Okay, Mr. Paulinho, you got 1 or 2 words about Mr. Harry Kane, or as they call him in the Germanys, the Hurricane. That's very cool. Very fun.
Well, at least he's got a title to him, so that's good for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's odds on to be top scorer in the Champions League. I think I picked him in my fantasy Champions League team, so I feel pretty good about that.
Smart. Yeah, I did not. It's okay. Yes, Mr. Wilhelm, you got 1 or 2 words about Mr. Hurricane, your boy, your Snoop Dogg.
I'm happy that he played well and that he scored as many goals as he did. but I do want to point out something very important. 3 of those goals were pens.
Yes, we know.
1 goal was from open play, and it's great and all. However, I want to see repeat performances like this against big teams when it matters, not just the little guys. I need them to show up in big matches. So hopefully he can continue this form and bring it into some of the bigger games this season.
Tottenham form. That's what we love to hear.
Oh, what do you think about Zagreb?
No comments.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't say anything. Okay, Rigo, 1 or 2 words about Mr. Harakan.
I like seeing Haaland's child score.
That's
No,
wow.
I'm messing. I mean, what do you expect? It's Harry Kane. He performed in the Premier League. He's a good player. Yeah, they are penalties, or a little easier goals for him to do. I think he does have to perform better, and like constantly on the bigger stages, just to. I think it's just more like a mental thing, just for him to know that he can also still score those bangers when he needs to, and when the team requires him to.
Fuck those bangers. Lovely.
Wait,
On to
Wilhelm.
yes, sir.
Did he win any of the penalties?
Of course not.
Lovely.
Okay. Okay, so
Yeah.
he didn't do anything. Okay.
Yeah, no. In all seriousness, he didn't win any of the pens, and the 1 goal he scored from open play was off of saved shots from the goalkeepers. So
Yikes.
it's not like he lined up anything for himself. He basically took the spoils from other people.
Aw, charity.
There you
We
go. What
love
a
that.
performance.
I mean,
Yeah, he learned from Haaland.
it's Spurs DNA through and through. Take the easy way out.
Love that. Relegation then. Alright, on to the next news, which is indeed about Mr. Actually, more sad news. There's so cheerful news today. So, new news is Pep Guardiola gives an update on worrying Kevin De Bruyne injury ahead of Arsenal clash this weekend. The midfielder picked up an injury in the 43rd minute of their clash against Inter Milan at the Etihad Stadium and was removed at half-time. Asked about De Bruyne's knocks, City boss Pep Guardiola told CBS Sports, "I didn't speak with the doctors, but apparently he didn't feel good. Should it be bad news for De Bruyne and City, it could have a huge ramifications in the Premier League and with title rivals Arsenal next at home on Sunday. I'm sure they're shaking in their boots." But also, the Gunners, already without their captain Martin Odegaard, picked up a ligament damage while playing for Norway. So, it takes one. It is what it is. And yeah, interesting. Mr. Rigo, you got 1 or 2 words about Mr. KDB getting injured.
I mean, well, the quality in City's roster is pretty huge. Like they got pretty good players in mostly all positions.
Yep.
It's
they-
obviously. Well, yeah, go ahead.
They, I don't think they're gonna have a miss for anybody, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, yeah, he's still like a really top, important player for them, especially because it's Kevin De Bruyne. But it's just another thing they're just going to have to go through, especially with the increase in games that they're playing.
Yeah. Okay, we can all cry. Okay, Mr. Wilhelm, you got 1 or 2 words about KDB, best friend?
I was gonna say De Bruyne's injury is a perfect example of what we were talking about earlier, with increased matches, increased injuries. Because the reality is, if he had less matches this past calendar year, I honestly believe he would have recovered from this injury better than he has. But the thing is, modern football pushes these guys to come back as quickly as possible because otherwise they miss so many games in such a short period of time. So I think what we're really seeing now is an injury that was partially rehabilitated from, and now it's coming back to haunt him. And the reality is, especially at his age, it's only going to get worse. I mean, unless he fully recovers from it, I can say we can fully expect KDB at this point to probably have a slow decline in the next 1 to 2 years, if not quicker, because he's getting up there, just like the rest of the Belgian quote unquote golden generation. So, And it's sad to see because he's a great player. So hopefully he can bounce back. But based on what I'm seeing and based on what happened last season, I don't really see it happening for him.
Yep, that is what Belgium does to you playing for them. Just heartbreak and injuries mentally. Okay, Paulinho, yeah, 1 or 2 words about Mr. KDB and him looking like Grumpy Cat, the meme from back in 2000. I don't know when the Grumpy Cat was from. I think 2010, something like that. I don't know. Go ahead.
I mean, I think a lot of players are gonna like kind of adding this onto the point that was it Courtois who was talking about the match congestion?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, this going on to that, like I feel like a lot of players are just going to start using the first half of domestic seasons to recover and then really come back towards the end.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be what happens to De Bruyne again this year. That's what happened to him last year. What was the exact injury again?
I think it was something to do with hamstring. Everybody's hamstring. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, those take quite a while to 100% recover from, so I'm sure he'll be out for quite a while in the first half of the year.
Yeah.
Because you kind of, I mean, I guess how hamstrings usually work is like you can play on them after like a few weeks, but it takes like 2-3 times as long to really be 100% after that.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to go through some like pretty intense physical therapy and like stretching routines to really bring it back. So it says groin injury.
Oh,
I'm sure it's pretty similar, but
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely. So yes, get well soon, Mr. KDB. We're all praying for you. Next news is indeed about another history moment. So Celtic achieved astonishing first in their entire history with a Champions League victory over Slovan Bratislava. So the hoops were The hoops were a class above. Oh, I guess they're called the hoops. Lovely. The hoops were a class above their Slovakian opponent at Celtic Park on Wednesday night to go second in the revamped European Cup League standings. Brendan Rodgers, the old past Leicester City manager, men went to break the 1-0 up courtesy of Liam Scales' 17th minute strike before turning up the heat in the second half. Kyogo Furuhashi, Japan, and Erne Egels made it 3-0 before the hour mark, with former Tottenham defender Kevin Wimmer then pulling a goal back for the visitors. But Celtic were succumb to a dramatic comeback with forward Dizan Meida and Idam Aida wrapping up the win. And yes, with music royalty Rod Stewart in attendance, it turned out to be a dream evening for Scottish Giants. Incredibly, the victory was the first time in their history that they have won their opening Champions League game on what there was the 13th attempt in a row. Oh wow. But yes, prior to the win over Bratislava, they had lost 10 of their opening fixtures while drawing on 2 occasions. So yeah, very, very cool. Good job, Celtic, and great squad, honestly, great squad. Mr. Wilhelm, got 1 or 2 words about the Celtic squad and very cool stuff.
I mean, I think it's a good win for them, but I have a strong feeling the rest of their Champions League campaign is not going to go so well, just based on their past history. I mean,
Yes.
they've gotten thumped quite a few times, especially by a certain Argentinian man. So we'll have to see what happens.
Very true, very sad, but very true. Yes. Mr. Rigo, a player that has seen Celtic play in person. What do you think about this historical moment for the football club?
Yeah, I saw them play in person. It was something. Let's just say it was something.
Yeah.
I think it's a good confidence booster for them right now. They're probably going to be riding their high horse and be like, yeah, we can do this.
It should just quit while they're ahead.
That
honestly.
being said, it's whether they can actually perform or not. They're probably going to have a tough run at the Champions League.
Yep.
I'm trying to see who they go against.
The next matches are really not that.
Dortmund.
Yeah, they have a very easy schedule.
Dortmund, Atlanta, Red Bull Leipzig,
Well, they have Bruges,
Brugge,
Dynamo, Young Boys.
Oh,
Like that's
Aston
four
Villa.
potential wins there.
Yes, so their run isn't gonna be, probably their run isn't gonna give them a huge headache. It's definitely gonna give them a headache, but if they keep that confidence up and they perform and pass and play the way I'm pretty sure they can play at the highest, then
Yeah.
they might have a good chance.
I can only hope so. Yes, Mr. Paulinho, you got 1 or 2 words about Celtic, or did I already ask you and I just have dementia? That's probably the cause of it, because
I was gonna say, yeah, I mean, I think they have a decent chance now of qualifying. I mean, Dortmund's gonna be tough to get points at. Atalanta will be too, and so will Leipzig. But I think Bruges, they've got a great chance of getting some points at. Is this Dinamo Zagreb?
Yep.
Yeah, Dinamo Zagreb, especially after yesterday. You'd hope that they could win there. And then they should. I mean, Young Boys, they should be a little bit better than them. And even Aston Villa, like last year, Villa lost to Olympiacos. Like they got destroyed by Olympiacos. So why couldn't Celtic do it? Like I feel like Celtic's a pretty similar level. Like they're a high-paced team, like Olympiacos is, and
they're green. They're green,
and they're used to winning in their league, kind of like Olympiacos. Even though I think they were 4th at the time in Greece, but that's even better for Celtic then.
True, very true. Okay, yep. We wish the most for Brendan Rodgers. All right, on to the final news of the breaking news segment, which is indeed a really funny one to end everything off by. So, news is Erling Haaland tells Inter Milan player Acerbi to F off or piss off in lighthearted post-match chat. So, City debuted the special edition strip at a home to Serie A title holders in the Champions League Open with a finishing of 0-0 at the Etihad Stadium. The rather unusual strip certainly splits opinion, giving its unique color palette. We're talking about the Manchester City new kit. It looks very interesting. However, Francesco Cervi may have been a fan of it, and he just wanted to remember the night. He kept the great Erling Haaland quiet by very well defending him and marking him up the whole time. So, post-match, the 36-year-old Italian approached Haaland, and the pair were pinching each other's shirts, appearing to discuss a swap. Things then turned amusing while Cervi held up 2 fingers, seemingly asking for a pair of Haaland's number 9 shirts. The Norwegian appeared to reply, "To F off," causing Cervi to burst out into laughing. And the kit, dubbed Definitely City 4th Strip, celebrates 30 years of Oasis. Wow. In light of the album, that's oh my god, that's kind of cringe. Okay, great. But yeah, I think it actually that's talking about Acerbi says that he already has 2 of Erling Haaland's kits, so he doesn't need the other, one. So yeah, pretty cool. Okay, Mr. Paulinho, you got 1 or 2 words about the new Manchester City kit and Acerbi mocking Haaland throughout the night of the Manchester City era.
I mean, I also just realized I have Haaland and not Kane, unfortunately. So I'm considerably more disappointed. But yeah, I mean, Acerbi's a really good defender.
36 years old. I thought he was younger.
No. I mean, even he was like insane at Lazio. I think like during when it was during COVID time and Lazio was like challenging for the title and they were on that big unbeaten run. That was when he was like absolutely insane. But yeah, I mean he still kept it and he kept Haaland quiet again. So good on him.
Interesting. All right. Okay, Mr. Wilhelm, you got 1 or 2 words about the lovely Mr. Acerbi and Haaland. I know you watched this game so intently.
I think overall, yeah, he did a pretty good job containing Haaland because, even if Haaland gets a couple clear opportunities or sides a goal, he doesn't score. I mean, that's good for any defender, honestly. But going back to the Manchester City kit, it's atrocious. I don't know who designed this one, but They either need to be fired, they need to have their eyes checked or something because
It was Stevie Wonder.
it's horrible.
Yeah, they should give him the only sub skit.
You
Oh
know,
yeah.
I mean, you just look at it's such a juxtaposition because the City kid's absolute garbage, and the Inter comes out in this nice, clean, simple, classic style.
I don't know. Their kit kind of looks a little. I don't like it. It's so weird. Why did they have to add that random ass thing at the? I don't know.
I don't know. Why can't the kids just go back to how they used to be when they were simple and just Adidas versus Nike and Vodafone?
Vodafone. Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. And then Rigo, final news for you. Chevy, Haaland. What you got to think about this?
I think it's nice that they were asking for each other's shirts. It's nice little banter between players, and it's always fun to see on TV or like on any streaming service you're seeing it.
Very true.
Talking Holland is actually pretty. We've seen him play, and he's pretty physical and fast. So pocketing him is pretty something you should be proud of as a defender, especially from an upcoming star striker like him.
Yeah, definitely. I'll pocket you if you know what I mean.
I think I would. Wait, no, never mind. No comment.
All right, I like that. No comment. Okay. Well, everybody, that was the breaking news. And now moving into another. I have to press this button. I hope I scared everybody at home.
Oh, wait. Can I add one more breaking news? Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So the manager for Roma got sacked after 4 games.
Yes, that is very true.
Yeah. That's some crazy shit. Anyway, that's it.
Wait, who is it again? De Rossi?
Yeah, Daniel De Rossi.
I mean, they were kind of not doing good, but still, I don't think they should have. I don't know. Okay, well, going on to another one. I mean, I guess another news I could talk about was Thierry Henry. This was in the CBS Golazzo show. They're going to do a new show with David Beckham called David Beckham and Friends, where they get the elite A-listers of football players and Hollywood actors and just in general famous people to sit with David Beckham and go to the game and watch it with him. They're going to have cameras on them at all times, recording the reactions to the games and what they're talking about and whatever waffle that occurs. So that's going to be something that's, I guess, interesting. So cool. David Beckham, a millionaire, billionaire. He's going to become a true billionaire. So yeah.
I mean, do you think it's because Kid Abdul got married and now he wants a new show and he can't stand the sight of her anymore now that she's married?
Talk about
might be a little bit of salt there.
Don't talk about my titty like that. Okay,
I'm only gonna say one thing real quick.
What?
And I'm sorry, but Bex is kind of a tosser now.
What do you do? What did Bex do?
I loved him on the pitch, but off the pitch, I mean, I just wish he would just stick to his little Inter Miami project he has going on. Just stay out of everything else. I don't want to hear about celebrities watching football that don't even know how football works.
Wait, which other celebrities are they bringing on there besides TT?
I mean, there wasn't anything that was confirmed. Possibly like American football, like legends like Tom Brady.
No.
I don't know about that. Maybe like who's the one that it's Chad Ochocinco, right? At least he
no. He isn't big enough. They're getting like big time celebrities. Yep.
Yeah, they're getting like Messi's bodyguard right there. He's gonna be there.
So Rodrigo,
funny. So he's not gonna be on the pitch.
You never know. Okay, well, let's move on to the first segment of the leagues, which is indeed the Premier League. And yes, it's back again, and we love it. Emilia Martinez is looking like he's on a kite. We have first place in the Premier League is Manchester City. Second place is Arsenal. Third place is Newcastle. Fourth place is Liverpool. And fifth place is Aston Villa. Down the table, 18th place is Wolves. 19th place Southampton. And 20th place is Everton, drowning in the league. Matchday 4, let's get into it. Southampton and Manchester United 0-3 with Manchester United battering Southampton at their home with 3. And yes, a red card for Southampton being naughty. But yes, great win for Manchester United, finally picking up the form. Liverpool and Nottingham Forest 0-1 for Nottingham Forest beating Liverpool and Anfield. So that was absolutely buzzing. And yes, An old Chelsea player that scored for Nottingham Forest, Callum Hudson-Odoi. So yes, great job for Nottingham Forest and Liverpool fans, we are sorry. Next match is Man City and Brentford, with Brentford scoring in the first couple minutes of the match, but, you know, this happens a lot. Man City came back, they scored, Haaland scored. Surprise, surprise. Next match, Fulham and West Ham United 1-1, a draw there, but a great game. Another match, Crystal Palace and Leicester City, another draw here, 2-2. Great job for Palace and also Leicester City. Next match, another draw, but a little more brawling draw, 0-0 for Brighton and Ipswich Town. And then another match, actually, which is a great match, Aston Villa and Everton, 3-2 for Aston Villa. Everton actually was leading 2-0, but then Aston Villa came back to score 3 goals. And yes, it was painful for Everton fans. They are keeping up the losing streak, not good. Next match, Bournemouth and Chelsea. This match could have gone either ways, honestly. I was watching it. But yes, Chelsea took the win over there. And yes, 1-0 for Chelsea. Great win for them, with Nkunku scoring. Tottenham and Arsenal, North London derby. 1-0 for Arsenal, with Gabriel bagging in a goal. And yes, great win for Arsenal. And Tottenham, not doing the best, but moving on. Wolves and Newcastle, 2-1 for Newcastle. Still keeping up the good form. They haven't lost a game, and yeah, beating Wolves at their home isn't easy. And yes, Newcastle, great job for them. Anybody want to talk about any of the Premier League matches here, or do you want to just say fish and crumpets and tea and move on? That is very British.
I was going to say I was genuinely shocked at the Liverpool result.
But you were happy.
Not in a million years, at least in the last few seasons, would I've ever expected Nottingham Forest to beat Liverpool, much less beat them at home. So I think what we saw there was a little bit of a growing pain for Arne Slot, just because, you know, with the league he previously came from, it's unlikely that some of the smaller clubs can challenge as well as they do in the Premier League, where every single team, even if they don't necessarily challenge for the title, is still a good side. So I really, honestly, I kind of hope we have more upsets like that this season. It would be nice to see the league be a little more exciting than just watching City win every year. So
you can only pray and hope so. But then again, nope. Okay, moving on to the next league, which is indeed, I'm going to press this button. It's a duck. You know what that means. I don't know what it means, so. Oh my god, that is creepy. Sorry, more quack. There we go. Sorry, wrong one. There we go. Lovely. Moving on to the next league, which is indeed the La Liga with Mr. Mbappe. I have the button, but I don't want to press it. First place is indeed Barcelona. Second place is Atletico Madrid. Third place is Real Madrid. Fourth place is Villarreal. Fifth place is Celta Vigo. And sixth place is Real Betis. Down the table, 18th place is Getafe. 19th place is Las Palmas. And 20th place is Valencia, sinking in the pool. Match day 5, let's get into it. Real Betis and Leganas 2-0 for Real Betis, coming back after the loss to Real Madrid, so hey, great job for them. Mallorca and Villarreal 2-1 for Villarreal, beating Mallorca at home, and red card for Mallorca being naughty. Next match, Espanyol and Alaves 3-2, a great game if you want to go watch some highlights, but yes, a win for Espanyol at the home, great game. Next match, Sevilla and Getafe 1-0 for Sevilla, but getting a red card, which is naughty. But yes, great win for Sevilla. Good job for them. Next match, Real Sociedad and Real Madrid 0-2, with Kylian Mbappe getting on the score sheet yet again. Yep, great job for him and the rest of Real Madrid. There's a lot more players that are good. Next match, Celta Vigo and Valladolid 3-1, comfortable win for Celta Vigo, and a red card for Valladolid being naughty. And yes, Celta Vigo currently in the European position. Next match, Girona and Barcelona 1-4 for Barcelona, beating out Girona, who did great last season but are suffering this season. And a red card for Barcelona being naughty as well too. And yep, Lamine Yamal doing great thing. Surprise. Next match, Las Palmas and Athletic Club 2-3, another great game for highlights. Gonna go watch it. Athletic Club winning 3-2 and a red card for Athletic Club being naughty. Yeah. Next match, Atletico Madrid, and yep, Griezmann doing great just as usual. And also, Julian Alvarez and Conor Gallagher on the score sheets as well. The two new signings for Atletico Madrid. So yeah, great job for them. And yes, 3-0, Atletico Madrid against Valencia. Next match, Real Vallecano and Osasuna 3-1 for Real Vallecano. Yeah, comfortable win for them. And yeah, they're climbing up the table. So yes. Anybody want to say anything about La Liga, or you want to say your favorite tapas at the restaurante?
Yeah, I was watching the Barca game. I mean, they're performing pretty well on their hands played. Not That's nothing to like
Brag about.
deny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something to really brag about. But then again, it's the beginning of the league, so who knows? Yamal has been pretty solid so far. That's pretty good to see Daniel stay scoring. It's always nice
Yep.
to see Pedri. I think Gavi is back from injury. That's what I was reading.
Yeah, and
He
also
might,
Olmo got
yeah,
injured this past game for
yeah,
Barcelona. So
yeah, he did. And then, so the one I wanted to touch a little base about is Ferran Torres's red card. I was watching the game,
how was
and
that?
I don't think that really warranted a red card. I mean, he did step on the player, but it would have been like a more solid yellow than a
Yeah,
red. I was like, yeah, that's not a red, but different rules, different league.
it's life. It's life.
Yeah,
Mr. 305, Mr. Okay,
yeah.
fine.
He was surprised. I was surprised. Pretty sure other people that were watching were a little surprised. But then again, it's Ferran Torres. I think there's just stigma about him. Like they're trying to get him out of the team for whatever reason, or like the fans don't really want him.
Damn, don't be mad. He's gonna cry. Okay, Mr. Paulinho, do you have anything you want to say about Athletic Madrid? But I think we already covered everything really about them doing great. So if you don't want me to say anything, then I want you to stay silent. I don't want you to say anything, or you can talk right now. I'm gonna give you 3, a 2, and a 1. Here, see, I knew it. He believes in me and he likes me. All right, on to the next one. I just love pressing buttons. So next match next league thing is about the Bundesliga Bunda. First place is Bayern München at the top where they belong. Second place is Dortmund. Third place is Leipzig. Fourth place is Heidenheim. Fifth place is Leverkusen. Sixth place is Eintracht Frankfurt. 16th place is Bochum down the table. 17th place is FC St. Pauli. And 18th place is Holstein Kiel. Match day 3, let's get into it. First match was Dortmund beating Heidenheim 4-2, comfortable at their home. So, yep, great match for them. And then next match is Freiburg and Bochum, 2-1 for Freiburg. Not that comfortable of a win, but it is a win. Next match was Wolfsburg and Eintracht Frankfurt, 2-1 for Eintracht Frankfurt beating Wolfsburg. So, yep, great job for them. Happy for them. Bayern München, Gladbach, and Stuttgart, 3-1 for Stuttgart beating Bayern München, Gladbach at their home. So, yeah, great win for Stuttgart. Next match, Leipzig and Union Berlin. It was a draw here, and yes, sad for Leipzig because they needed that win to at least, stay top of the table. But yeah, it is what it is. Football isn't perfect. Next match, Hoffenheim and Leverkusen, 1-4 for Leverkusen, battering Hoffenheim after their actual first loss to the league in a long time last weekend. So, yep, great win for Leverkusen and Xabi Alonso. Then Holstein Kiel and Bayern Munich. Oh my god, I didn't even see this. 6-1 for Holstein Kiel. And Harry Kane, I'm going to guess, he got a hat trick. Fantastic. I'll ask Wilhelm about this in a second. But yes, comfortable win for Bayern. And then Augsburg and FC St. Pauli, 3-1 for Augsburg, doing great and winning 3-1 at home. Then next match, it was indeed Mainz and Werder Bremen, with 1-2 for Werder Bremen beating Mainz at their home. And yeah, great win for Werder Bremen. And the red card for Werder Bremen also being naughty. So yes, anybody want to say about the Bundesliga? Wilhelm, anything you want to say about your beloved Bayern and how they did, and the battering? And I'm gonna guess Harry Kane got a hat trick and did a trick. Maybe he did a backflip. Maybe he did a magic move. I don't know. I don't know. But yes. If you want to say anything, or do you believe me? You believe me? I think you believe me. I'll take the silence as believing in me, and I will take that in being amazing, because I am amazing. All right. I am waffling. Rico, do you want to say anything about Bundesliga? Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't really see any games. The only thing I can probably say is, well, regarding Harry Kane, I mean, yeah, he scored a hat trick. It's just continues to prove that he's a top quality striker. Even if he did change from like the Premier League to the Bundesliga, he's still performing, which is what the team wants. So he just needs to perform in big matches, like bigger matches, Champions League level and like finals and quarterfinals.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. All right, on to the next league, which is indeed Ligue 1, which means Dembele is gonna look at you and go like, "Why am I?"
Yeah, I love that.
Thank
That's
you.
hot.
At least he has a good hairline. All right, Ligue 1. Let's get into it. PSG first place in the Ligue 1. Surprise, surprise. What is what? Second place is Marseille. Third place is Monaco. Fourth place is Lens, and fifth place is Nantes. And sixth place is Reims. Down the table, 16th place is Saint-Étienne. 17th place is Angers. And then 18th place is Montpellier. Love that. So, yeah. Going to match day 4. Let's get into it. Saint-Étienne and Lille. 1-0 for Saint-Étienne, beating out Lille. Marseille and Nice, 2-0 for Marseille, and a red card for Marseille being naughty, but still Marseille right now doing fantastic. Aya and Monaco, 0-3 for Monaco. PSG and Brest, 3-1, comfortable win for PSG, sorry. And yeah, over there, what's his name? João Neves is doing great, the new signing for PSG, and Barcola, yeah, doing as well. Next match, Rennes and Montpellier, 3-0 for Rennes beating Montpellier. I'm sad, but comfortable win for Rennes, doing great. Next match, Toulouse and L'Alvi, 2-0 for Toulouse, great win for them at home. Another match, Nantes and Reims, 1-2 for Reims, and yep, great win for them away. And yep, in the European position. Next match, Strasbourg and Angers, 1-1 for no one because it was a tie, so haha, no one for no one. Next match, Lens and Lyon, 0-0 for Lens and Lyon. All right, well, that was Ligue 1. And Rigo, anything you want to say about Ligue 1 besides it's sponsored by McDonald's, and I am hungry for McDonald's, and
low key, I want one of their freaking frappes, McFrappe or no?
Never had a McFrappe.
Yeah, they're pretty good. And I want a McFlurry. That's what I want. I've been craving McFlurry for like the longest.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just hungry.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All right.
So
moving on.
I was about to comment.
Yeah, go.
So regarding PSG, I mean it's probably more than obvious that they're top team on the league, but I just wanted to say that they're actually performing pretty well without Mbappe, which is what I thought would have happened, just because the whole team revolved around Mbappe when he was there.
Mm-hmm.
It's more spread out. Everyone's playing their part. Marco Asensio coming from La Liga to Ligue 1 is probably a different quality. Well, it is a different quality in games and playing style, but he's adapted pretty well, I think. Barcola's pretty good. The new signings they got are pretty solid. It's just I hope someone can challenge them. It's gonna be a
Marseille
pretty boring league.
You never know.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty boring league if PSG just keep bodying everybody.
Yep. All right, we're still at the beginning, so it's okay. All right, on to the next match, leagues. It is indeed MLS and Saudi Pro League. I need to change this because it is going in my head. That probably was annoying too. So, yep, MLS and Saudi Pro League. Currently, Inter Miami is top of the MLS division, where Messi is finally back playing with them. So hey, great for them. And then Saudi Pro League, with first place is Al Ittihad, second place is Al Hilal, and third place is Al Ettifaq. And yeah, down the table, seventh place for Al Nassr and Ronaldo. All right, on to the next. What?
What?
What'd you say?
I barked.
Oh, I'm okay. You know what? Maybe yes, maybe no. But honestly, I'll take a yes from that. You know what I mean? Huh?
Yeah, I know.
Explain to me what I just said.
You said yes to McDonald's.
Stop making me hungry. All right, going on to
Yeah,
the
sorry,
next.
I'm starving.
It's fine. Next league, which is Champions League. If you didn't already know, there's a 36 league table in the new Champions League format. It's gonna drive me crazy, and it is what it is. First place right now is Bayern. Second place is Celtic. Third place is Aston Villa. Fourth place is Dortmund. Fifth place is Slavia Praha. Sixth place is Liverpool. Seventh place Juventus, and eighth place is Real Madrid. And let's just get into the games really fast. So match day 1, it's not, I mean, there's more games tomorrow. I mean, we're filming this on Wednesday, but there's more games on Thursday. By the time this episode is out, this game's gonna be out. And yes, why are they putting Champions League games on Thursday. It is bloody dreadful. That should be for European competitions like the Europa and Europa Conference. I am disappointed. I am mad. This is an outrage. This is bullshit. All right, match day 1. Let's get into it. Juventus PSV 3-1 for Juventus playing at home, and yes, Yildiz doing magic for Juventus, and Weston McKennie, the American, doing great for Juventus as well too. Next match, Young Boys and Aston Villa 0-3 for Aston Villa, comfortable win for them, and great job for them. Real Madrid Stuttgart, shaky a little bit, but yes, Real Madrid winning. Was Kylian Mbappe scoring? Love to see it. Bayern and Dinamo Zagreb. Oh my God, lol. 9-2 for Bayern Munich beating Dinamo Zagreb, battering them in Munich. So not that great. And we already talked about this. Kane with 4 goals. Their next match is Sporting Lisbon and Lille as well too. And yeah, great job for Sporting Lisbon, doing great. And Kyriakos, I believe, the Greek guy, doing so good. As you know, he's one of the top rising strikers for European football. Next match, Milan and Liverpool 1-3. And yeah, Liverpool beating Milan at home. And it was a decent game for Milan, but yeah, Liverpool, they are great still. Bologna and Shakhtar Donetsk 0-0, nothing much happening there. Then next match, Slavia Praha and Salzburg. Slavia Praha, actually, their coach is Jurgen Klopp's ex-assistant manager. So yeah, he is a great player and manager. Yeah, good for him. PSG Girona 1-0 with PSG scoring in the last nickel bits of the game.
I brought Barcola into my fantasy team just for this game. So I was like, Arno Martinez basically didn't play last year because of Jan Koto, and he did nothing. So,
well,
he didn't score. I think he did some stuff, but.
Okay, well, lovely. Yeah, moving on to the next match. Club Brugge, and Dortmund 0-3 for Dortmund, battering Brugge at home, and the levels are different for Dortmund. So yeah, great win for them. Celtic and Slavia Bratislava. We talked about this with Celtic beating the Slovakian side 5-1, and yeah, great job for Brendan Rodgers and Celtic. Next match, Man City and Inter Milan. 0-0. It was great defensive work for Inter Milan, and Man City had the chances but didn't put them away. So yeah. Anybody want to talk about anything here, Rigo? I'll let you talk about Juventus for a couple seconds if you want to talk about them, if you did watch it. Anything?
Yeah, I was watching that match. I like what the new coach has for Juventus. I think it's pretty solid. Kenan Yildiz obviously scoring is pretty major because he's a young player and he's got the number 10. He has big shoes to fill because he has to not only Paul Pogba wearing it, he has to prove that he's worthy of that jersey, but obviously Dybala, which is my favorite player, wore it. So I think Kenan Yildiz wearing it and performing at the top level is pretty good. Weston McKennie always gets some criticism. I don't know why people criticize him a lot. He's a solid player for Juventus, and I know he was sidelined for a couple games. There were rumors that he might transfer out or be on loan. I think he always performs for Juventus. I'm pretty happy to have him along with Timothy Weah. They're pretty good U.S. players. Yeah. And then the new signing, they also have Nicolas Gonzalez. Also scored, which is pretty good. PSV did push back a lot, so I was kind of worried that they were going to score, and they did score, which is nice for them because they got a goal off. But what Juventus needs to do is just finish their attack. They had so many chances and nobody finished. They could have been 5-0 or 5-1.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, thanks for that. And I think, honestly, I forgot which match it was, but I know there was a wonder strike. I think it was Sporting Lisbon. And I think it was Sporting. There was, the strike. They already said that this should be the goal of the tournament because I doubt you can beat this, but it was a beauty of a strike from 30 yards out to the top bins. So, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It was their right back, right?
I believe so, yes.
I think I saw a reel about that, yeah.
Yeah. Paulino, you got anything you want to say about any of the Champions League matches? If you want to.
I would say the worst thing about the format is just that, now the Champions League days don't align with our show anymore.
Bullshit. Yeah, we would have already been talking about
Exactly.
everything right now. So
Exactly. Now
yeah,
we have like 6 more matches tomorrow, and then next we have to cover like the game week 1 matches. Like they just like messed up our entire video schedule.
They're against the Golden Goal show. I see. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
They changed it
us
just for
against
us.
them.
All right. Well, yes,
That's
Europe.
10 points from Everton.
Yes, I agree. I love that meme. All right. Well, lovely that. Okay, that may be funny. All right. Well, on to the next bits of the show. I'm laughing and coughing and dying. We'll talk about the rest of the Champions League draws and results and Europa League next week. And yes, we'll go on to now the great time of the show, which we all do enjoy and lovey-dovey stuff. And
High five.
exactly what I wanted to say. But yes, let's first get into a great time, which is indeed the everybody to the Golden Goal Show football quiz. Let me read you out the rules.
Hi, everyone and everybody to the Golden Goal Show football quiz. Aye, Suey. The guests will answer a series of football-related questions to test their Alpha, Beta, Sigma knowledge in football.
Oh.
So whoever has the most correct questions answered by the end of the quiz wins an all-inclusive tropical cruise with Big Benzema. Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
JKLOL Stinky, you get a crisp high five. Good
Yeah.
luck, lads.
Yes, cut off this robot.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself. Yes, baby.
Okay, but yes, let's get into this quiz, and I this incorrect, and I will do this. If you're correct, why are the buttons like a whole damn page apart? I love it. All right, well, yes, this quiz is indeed about the Champions League, just in general. So it'll be interesting. And I don't know what's going to be the right answer, but we will see. First question. What was the first British club to appear in the European Cup? Was it Hibernian? Was it Celtic? Was it Rangers? Or was it Manchester United? First club to be in the European Cup. You have 10 seconds.
Can you give us a year potentially?
No, just first British club to appear in the European Cup.
Okay, I will go Celtic.
I'll say Celtic. Oh,
Okay, well, damn, you guys are so smart.
High five.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm crying right now. The correct answer is Hibernian. I have no idea. I've never heard. I think I've heard of them before, but yes, Hibernian is a correct answer, and great for them for doing great. And yes, so happy. Next question, number 2. What was the name of the manager who won the European Cup in 1981? Was it what the hell? First answer is indeed Mickey Mouse. Was it Bob Paisley, Joe Fagan, or Brian Clough? You have 10 seconds. First manager to win the European Cup in 1981. Mickey Mouse, Bob Paisley, Joe Fagan, or Brian Clough?
Brian Clough.
Bob Paisley.
What'd you say, Mr. Palino?
I said Clough.
Okay. What'd you say, Mr. Rigo?
Bob Paisley.
I think one of us is right. One of us is right, but I don't know who.
Very nice.
That's exactly not what I wanted to press, but yes, Polino. Incorrect. And yeah, Rigo, can we please at least guess the right answer? We were all getting the answers incorrect. Rigo, you got it correct. Yay!
Oh, I did? I got it right? Yes, sir.
It is indeed Bob Paisley. Yes, what a proper lad. I don't know what voice this is. All right, question number 3. What was the nationality? Why did I say that in a Texas accent? What was the nationality? Sorry. What was the nationality of the Leeds United manager in the 2000-2001 UEFA Champions League when they won? Was he Spanish, Martian? Are you taking the piss? Martian, Irish, or Scottish? You have 10 seconds. Oh, this is fantastic. I don't even know what. Was he Spanish,
Spanish.
Martian, Irish, or Scottish?
Was what?
Was he Spanish, Irish, Scottish, or Martian?
Was who?
Oh, the Leeds manager that in 2001 UEFA Champions League.
Scottish, sure.
Okay. Mr. Rigo?
Spanish.
Okay, English or Spanish, Rigo?
Then Espanol.
Okay, love that from you. Well, the correct answer is indeed Rigo. I'm sorry to say this, but nope, incorrect. And Paulino, I'm so proud of you. Wait, you said Scottish, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, incorrect. It is Irish. I am so sorry. I cry for you.
Who knew?
I know. All right, question number 4. What was the nationality of the 1999 and 2000? I'm butchering this. What was the nationality of the Real Madrid manager in 1999 Champions League win? Was it English, Welsh, Martian? What is it with Martian or Spanish? You have 10 seconds. Was it
What
English?
is Martian?
It's like you're from frickin' Mars. This quiz is bloody awful. I don't know.
Oh shit, let's go with that.
All right, fantastic.
What
Three.
was the last option?
Spanish, English, Welsh, Spanish.
I will say
I'll say English.
Okay.
Ooh.
What did you say, Paulino?
I said Spanish.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Okay, no, well, the correct answer is
Next door.
it is not English, sorry. But Mr. Paulino, finally you get a question. It is not Spanish. He was indeed Welsh.
Not Martian?
No, not Martian. You cheeky pal. All right, question number 5. This is the last question of the game. Uh-oh, very stinky. 1-0 for Rigo. Number 5. What was the score after full time in 2005 final in Istanbul? Was it 10-0, 3-3, 3-2, or 2-2 in the 2005 final in Istanbul? You have 10 seconds. 10-0, 3-3, 3-2, 2-2. 10-0, 3-3, 3-2, 2-2. I'm dancing. All right.
3-3.
3-2.
Okay. The correct answer. One of you has the correct answer. Who said 10-0?
All of us?
Oh,
Yes.
no, that's correct. Who said 3-3?
Medigo or Medi. I don't know. I said it.
Cheers, Jeff.
Correct answer is 3-3. So congratulations, Paulino. You tied the damn game. So now we have to go into extra time. That was weird.
No.
Yes. 1-1. Final question. What year did Spanish club win the nation? What year did a Spanish club win their nation their first European Cup in 1966? Was it 1800? That's 1800s. Why did they put that? 1991, 1992, or 1986? You have 10 seconds. Spanish club to win their first European Cup since 1986. Was it 1991
I want to say
92?
91.
or 86? Lino?
90. Wait, what were the answers again? I'm gonna go different from Rigo.
91, 92, or 86?
I'll say 92 then.
Okay, well, one of you guys got the question correctly. And where's the drum roll? I do have a drum roll thing on here, and I can actually use it. The correct answer and the winner for the Golden Goal Show football quiz is indeed is not Ronaldo, but the correct winner is 1992, which means Rigo, you lost.
Paul came back. All right, Paul, I'm slide tackling you.
Yes.
It was. We got like 3 questions right together in 6.
Yep. But yes, Polino, congratulations on winning the Golden Goal Show football quiz. How do you feel?
Thank you. I don't think that I've ever felt anything like this before, to be honest.
Well, everybody, thank
Well-
you so much for watching the
Well,
show, and
should I elaborate?
don't worry about it. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching the show, and it was honestly not me waffling to trying to find the button to end the show because I know. Well, everybody, thank you so much for being on the show. I found the button. Lovely. And yes, thank you for watching on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and TikTok because we love that. And yeah, and YouTube Shorts because we're on everything. Why not? And yes, to our guests on the show, thank you so much, Paulinho, for joining, as always.
Thank you for having me host.
I can't wait to play against you tomorrow and side tackle you.
Maybe I'll switch teams. No, I won't do it.
You should. You should. Yeah. Okay. And also, Rigo, thank you so much for joining as well too, and being tired.
I'm actually not tired at all anymore.
You're welcome. The Golden Goal Show cures tiredness. We love that. But everybody,
Yeah.
thank you for watching the show. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Without sharing it, how else are you going to know that Musiala is a baby goat? But as we say for the show, in 3, 2, 1,
One
love.
love football.
Buddy, football.
Ooh, thank you guys for watching, and bye.